Hey guys, Rohan here, and welcome to my first ever faction vote video. We are of course going to be doing it on Divide and Conquer, and yeah, I apologise there's been no videos for like a week. I sort of, after that long massive 4-hour video I did, took a lot out of me, and I and then my week was just filled with so much other stuff going on in the evenings after work, and I didn't really have time. I did get the America's Hot Seat up and running though, so that's something. So I did something productive. But anyway, you are here for the faction vote, not for my rambling, I suppose. So this faction vote will include only factions that I fancy playing, and perhaps some factions that I'm waiting for overhauls to come at the moment. Now, there will be Isengard in the poll. However, I would urge you to not vote for Isengard, as sometime after I set up the poll and got the poll up and running, because if you're on my Discord, you get to vote early. But I got a comment back because I spoke to the guy who made the Isengard Unleashed submod. I can't remember the name. The name's just gone out of my head, but Lag Magnet, isn't it? Yeah, that's who it is. But yes, I would urge you not to vote for Isengard, because he has informed me that for version 5, whenever that may be, or whenever that may come out, he is going to be doing a Divide and Conquer. It's going to be an Isengard Unleashed submod for version 5, and it's going to be a lot more detailed than his one, as he tells me. So don't vote for Isengard. If in the event they do win the faction vote, then I may overrule them and perhaps play the faction that got the second most votes, perhaps. Because I want to save Isengard for version 5, but I can't take them off the poll because Straw Poll, which is the site I use, doesn't seem to allow me to remove poll options after the poll's been done. So that's a little annoying. The poll itself will run until Monday, 12 AM BST, or British Summer Time, for those who don't know what that is. You can vote for multiple options, and of course you can find this poll in the link in. You can find this poll in the description of the video. I'll go through the factions, and because I'm not going to be using AGO for every single faction that I put on this list, but I will be using it for some, and I will perhaps be using submods of AGO for certain factions as well, or I might be using DAC 4.6 with certain submods. Now, I'm going to be starting 3 Divide and Conquer campaigns. I'm happy to announce the 2 campaigns that I will be doing, and it won't be anything to do with the poll. Is the Realm of Eregion submod, or the Realm of Eregion faction for the Realm of Eregion submod, which was created by Fingon. And basically, the Realm of Eregion is like a made-up faction, made up like elves of like descendants of Feanor, basically. So it's quite an interesting submod. I'm looking forward to giving that a go. It's always fun to play as the elves. And my second campaign will be the Ardunaim, or as I've called them, the Kingdom of the Ardunaim. And in that campaign, well, I'm not going to reveal too much, but I'm going to tell you now, that campaign is going to be easily, probably, the one that I'm most looking forward to. And I'm super looking forward to getting to that one at some point. However, of course, the faction that wins this vote today will be the next campaign we start, and so I'll go through and explain what those factions are, and I'll list what submods or mods I'll be playing them with, or what my plans are for them. But I'll keep the Ardenheim one basically ambiguous as quiet as I can, really, because I've got some really fun ideas for that one. I'll tell you that. But anyway, let's go on with the vote, shall we? We have the Kingdom of Khazad-dûm over here. Which is, another thing is I've actually renamed some of the factions because I can do that. It's something I discovered recently where I can actually rename factions in the expanded text document. And it's something I noticed and I thought, oh, this is cool. I could actually change the names of some factions. Like, because you always have like the factions like the Dwarfs of Erebor, or the Orcs of Gundabad, and then the Remnants of Angmar. But Angmar name was already changed in this, but anyway. And I felt like it was kind of like calling factions by like their culture, like Orcs of Gundabad, or Orcs of Moria, or Goblins of Moria, Orcs of Mordor, I suppose. But I felt like calling them actual like names, like Kingdom of Khazad-dûm, or the Dragon Kingdom of Rune, just sounded so much better, and I like the idea of doing that. So these factions will receive different names to what you're used to. But in the actual poll itself, I've put in the description the actual original faction names, basically. So let's go on with it, shall we? So yeah, Kingdom of Khazad-dûm. So obviously going to be including them. I will be playing the Tender Love and Care Dwarven submod, which basically overhauls all the Dwarven factions, which was made by Swan. So that's going to be a submod we'll be using for this campaign. And the obvious plan for Khazad-dûm is to reclaim Khazad-dûm. Of course, that's the main goal. And from there on, I expect we'll be fighting with the orcs and of Dol Guldur and Moria, Gundabad, Promyangmar, and all that. And I might go a bit further and perhaps claim kingship over all the Dwarven factions, and perhaps betray the Dwarven factions and become the ultimate ruling power, ultimate kingdom of the dwarfs, basically. The next faction on the list is the Kingdom of Rohan. The Kingdom of Rohan, I'm not really using any submods for them. It's just going to be normal AGO, perhaps the expanded AGO submod, but I'm not too sure that adds much for Rohan, really. But anyway, Rohan is going to be included, and obviously you can expect for Rohan, the normal start is fighting Isengard and Dunland, and that's sort of probably what we'll be doing, and then eventually aiding Gondor probably against Mordor, I'd assume. So I haven't got much plans for Rohan, but either way, that campaign will be pretty fun. Fighting Isengard especially with Isengard as there like a anti-cav faction and can really counter your cavalry, it's going to be pretty difficult. But with cavalry, it's pretty easy to win the campaign, really. The next faction is the Realm of Garland, and that might sound a bit odd, it might sound similar to the DCI Last Alliance, and it does. The Realm of Garland is in fact the Woodland Realm. Garland, if I remember correctly, is the Greenwood the Great, I think. I could be wrong, apologies, but I could be wrong. Maybe I felt Garland was fitting because, you know, they are the realm of the Greenwood, as opposed to Dol Guldur being the realm of Mirkwood. So, Realm of Garland, of course, in DCI Last Alliance, they have a nice little... Did I say DCI? What am I talking about? Of course, in the AI gameplay and overhaul, which is what this is, what I'm on now, you can actually unite with Lothlorien, so it's pretty cool. And that's something I probably will do as the Woodland Realm. And obviously your main goal is to cleanse the forest of anything orc related, so that's another goal for us. The next faction is the Tribal Kingdom of Gundabad. In other words, the Orcs of Gundabad. Gundabad is a very fascinating faction for me. I find them a very interesting faction, even though they're quite made up. But I like made up factions like the Ardenheim. They're very cool because there's a whole different backstory about them, and it's quite interesting. I find Gundabad very interesting. And as the goal of Gundabad, I think is obvious, to take Erebor, cleanse the dwarfs, and perhaps stand out as the ultimate orc power in the land, perhaps. But yeah, I think there's a Gundabad overhaul. I think I remember seeing it somewhere, so I might be using that if they win the poll, but I'm not too sure. Next on the list is the obviously Dark Realm of Isengard, but I would advise you not to vote for that, because there's a good chance I may overrule the vote, or I may just perhaps not play them at all, because I'm waiting for version 5 for the new submod that will come for them. Next on the list is the Realm of Lothlorien. Of course, as I mentioned earlier, you can merge with the Woodland Realm, and obviously Woodland Realm can merge with Lothlorien. You can do the same with Lothlorien, but I think to differentiate the campaigns, because I will eventually play them both probably, I probably won't unite. Maybe Woodland Realm I might not unite with Lothlorien, or Lothlorien I'd unite with the Woodland Realm, but I wouldn't with the Woodland Realm, basically. Sounds a bit convoluted, doesn't it? But you get what I mean, hopefully. And obviously the goal for that is to wipe out all evil, and that's basically Dol Guldur and potentially Mordor. The next on the list is the Varicarnate of Khand, and as Khand is a very interesting faction. They have the Blue Wizard script, and I absolutely love that script. It's such a cool one. Bringing in the Blue Wizards and from the East, and then the Oricani Dwarfs. It's just such an interesting script. I can tell you straight away, there's a good chance that we'll be voting. We'll be playing them good, probably, because I find Canned good is quite interesting. Also, for version 5, as I've seen, they can actually go Horde, which will mean you will go evil, basically. You can go Horde, and that'll basically lead you down the route of being an evil faction. That's quite interesting, so I might play them again sometime, but good Canned is pretty cool. So, that's probably what we'll be doing. There's no, I don't think there's any submods for AGO that enhance Canned, from what I understand, so I probably wouldn't really look for that. Probably just play normal AGO if they win the poll. Next on the list is the Witch Realm of Angmar. And now I will not be using AGO for this one. If they do win, I will be using the Rudao and Angmar expansion mod, which is just normal 4.6. And it adds in a bunch of new stuff for Rudao and Angmar and makes them a little bit more interesting. So I'll be playing normal DAC 4.6 if the powers of Angmar win this poll. Which Realm of Angmar is what they're called in the actual AGO, so I didn't have to change that name. But I will perhaps be playing. Obviously we'll be renaming the whatever what's that it's DAC 4.6. They're called the Remnants of Angmar, aren't they? So I'd probably rename it to Witch Realm of Angmar as well. Because Witch Realm of Angmar just sounds so much better than just Realm of Angmar. Which, you know, adds like a bit of Witch King in it. I like it. So yeah, I did consider adding Bree, but it seems I've forgotten to put Bree into the poll actually, which is oh well. But I'm sure I'll include a few other factions for the next poll at some point. So yes, in the description of the video you will find a link to the poll. Vote away. Poll will end on Monday at midnight. Depending on the time zone, it might be different for you. And of course you can vote for multiple options as well. So without further ado, I'll end this video off here. And I hope you will enjoy the poll, and I will see you all in our next campaign for Divide and Conquer. Whatever that may be. Either way, I'm pretty excited. See you then, guys.